So today's subject.
What you got for me?
Okay, so I really want to talk about why every couple can't work together. I have so many people that talk to me about this.
Too many people force it.
So many people force it. But a lot of people, I can understand they want to work together with their partners because,
Only if it's compatible.
Right. But I think it's so many benefits to working with your partner.
Depends on who you're talking to.
Well, I mean, like, for instance, keeping the money in the house. You know what I'm saying? Like, if your husband or wife or if your significant other is great at something, you don't have to outsource for that.
That's
You know
true.
what I'm saying? So, like, for instance, with you wanting to be my manager, instead of me having to pay 20% to someone else, I pay 20% to you and it stays in the house.
Well,
but also I know that you have my best interests at heart,
But you do know that when you get back to music, I probably won't be your manager anymore.
Why are we talking about this right now?
I know we're just talking about working together. I'm just saying.
Well, we'll talk about that. We'll cross that bridge when we get there. But that's my whole thing. Like, there's lots of benefits to working with your partner. Also, because a lot of times people work separate jobs and they don't see each other. They're working constantly working every single day.
Sometimes that's healthy for couples too.
It is, but what I'm giving the benefits though for first. I'm gonna give the cons too.
Okay, let's go over the benefits.
Okay, so keeping the money in the house.
Not having to outsource. Spending time together. Knowing that your spouse has your back, so they're gonna hopefully make the right decisions, the best decisions for the business. That's pretty much it. I mean, what are your benefits? What do you feel are the benefits of like working with your definitely
partner?
the spending time together part, spending more time, being able to, depending on what you do though. Like, we work from home sometimes, we're on the computer, so we get to spend more time with these spoiled children.
Yeah, you get to spend time with your kids.
Our kids are pretty spoiled when it comes to their parents, so that's a benefit for them. And us. I don't know. Like, I mean, the main thing to me is just really being a family, being together, and getting your work done.
Yeah.
That's the dope part to me. Like, when Key has to travel, I travel. Whether I'm her music manager or not, I'm still gonna be in every music deal that she would ever do. So if she's in New York, I'm in New York. If she's in LA, I'm in LA.
Right.
So we get to travel together. Or if somebody's paying for you to travel, they paying for me too.
Yeah.
So, we get to take little mini trips together.
Yeah.
Work trips aren't like, so worky. You get to go do your thing and then you get to spend time together. So that's, to me, is the dopest benefit.
Yeah. I have people that always say, like, how did you convince your husband to work with you?
The convincing part.
And I mean, because
other way around.
Yeah. But a lot of I will say a lot of people, they want to convince their partner because their partners might not have the entrepreneur mindset. You know what I mean? You got to have that. Like, if you don't have the entrepreneur mindset or a business owner, CEO type mindset, then don't force your partner to be a partner with you. And even if they do, that don't always mean that you're compatible.
Some people are just workers. And that's okay,
cool. Yeah.
Because it's needed in the work. Everybody can't be a
Absolutely.
boss. I say this all the time because people will ask me, so what do I need to do to be a boss or be an entrepreneur? And I'm like, first of all, you got to have a mindset. Everybody's not a boss. Like, y'all need to get that out your head.
And I think people also have, they've misconstrued what the word boss means.
Yes.
Because you can still work a regular job and be a boss.
Yes.
A lot of times people think you got to be an entrepreneur to be a boss.
And that is not the case. Somebody has to work for somebody in order for
The world
businesses
to go
to
around.
thrive.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, that's just facts. If you have a skill and you can apply that skill to somebody that you like working for, then go do that because it's necessary. Everybody can't sit there and be like, oh, we're all entrepreneurs. And it's like, so how are we going to find workers?
Right.
Like, that don't work.
Yeah. Yeah. It's about team. I love working with you though, because to me, we move good as a unit. We move really good as a unit. Like, your strong at certain things and I let you lead in that aspect. And then with me, whatever I'm strong at, you let me lead, and we recognize each other's strengths.
We give each other power. It's not one-sided, because we try to do that with all of the people who work with us, is putting them in positions of power at what they're good at. That's being a boss. So making people feel like they're on an even playing field, and if your significant other feels lower, especially men are way worse. If they feel like they're under their female partner, it can be way worse, because they don't want to be bossed around. They don't want to be told what to do or feel like they don't have any leverage.
But see, that's the thing, though. When you work with your partner, anybody, really, when you're working with anybody, it's about respect, right? It's about respect. It's about communication. Again, understanding each other's strengths and weaknesses. How can I pull you up in order to be successful with this business? How can you pull me up and be successful?
But it is also about power too, though.
What do you mean?
That's what I mean. Like, men, when they're working with their partner, if it's, say for example, when we were first starting out, right? I was your manager, you're the artist, I work for you. That dynamic don't work for a lot of men.
But again, that's why I said it's still about respect. Like, because regardless, whatever I needed from you, right? I'm not gonna treat you crazy because I'm over you. You know what I mean? Some people do.
Even deeper, some men just have a problem being told what to do. Doesn't matter. It doesn't, and it's not by a woman, it's by their partner.
Yeah, their partner.
So it's like, when you're like, I need these things, some men will be like, okay, like, I'm getting it, like, chill out, like, instead of just being like, okay, I'll get it done.
I will say this though, when we first started working together, we had some issues. Because you were coming out of, now I'm gonna paint this picture for you guys real quick. When KP got out of college, he asked to be my manager. So I was like, no. Immediately no. I've seen what I needed to see. No, but I said no because I didn't want it to mess with our relationship. I never ever wanted it to do that. So I immediately said no. I didn't think about it. I just said no, right? And he was like, well, what's the problem? And I said, I never want us to have any issues.
And what did I say?
I don't remember what you said.
If we start to have issues, I will see my way out.
Yeah, you did. Yep, you did. And then I also told him, I said, okay, well, we'll have like basically a trial test, basically. So before we do that, though, I need you to read this specific book.
Ain't no problem with saying it, because anybody want to get in the music business, it's a dope book. I don't mind giving free.
No, I mean, I wasn't holding it.
All you need to know about the music business.
Yeah.
Dope book. I don't know what edition they're on now. Actually, I probably need to read it again. But
me too.
Very good book, very good read. I had to read that first.
Right.
So I had no idea what was going on in the music business,
right,
at all. So I had to read that. That gave me basic knowledge.
Yeah.
And then I had to, do research outside of that, so I was prepared.
But you doing that, for me, it also showed that you were serious.
Oh, yeah, I read that book in like 3 days.
Yeah, it showed me that you were serious about what you wanted to do with it.
And it is a thick book. It junk was like 1,200 pages. I knocked that thing out.
Yeah.
And then moved on to the next one, and, didn't just read it. I actually retained a lot of it and then used it to revert back in certain situations that we had in the music industry.
Which I thought was really cool. But I would say that the issues that we had in the beginning was just finding that balance between relationship and work.
I'll tell you one of the issues I had when we first started out, with you anyway. I was perfect, but
wrong.
So my wife was coming out of a management situation that was
horrible.
Yeah, it was very poor.
It was controlling. It was a lot.
So when I stepped in, I had to deal with the aftermath of all of that.
Yeah.
So my baby went from being controlled basically to being outlandish and not wanting anybody to tell her what to do, period.
Yeah.
Especially me. And again, that's when I be talking about the dynamic, because there were plenty of times where I would tell you something and you would not listen, and somebody else would say the exact same thing. And then you would be like, oh, okay, that sounds like a good idea. And I'm sitting there like,
I just told you that.
I just said that like not even 10 minutes ago.
Yeah.
So we had to go through that. I mean, I still kind of battle it a little bit, because my baby be like, I'm going to do what I want to do. And I'm like, I get that, but let's do it at this time. She's like, but I don't want to do it at that time. But that's the time we set up. So she's still a rebel and doing what she want to do.
It's the trauma for me. I'm triggered because y'all gotta realize, okay, I used to have to do all kind of stuff that I did not want to do, like from the way that I dressed to, for shows in the studio. I had to wear heels, tight jeans. Who wants to be in the studio with heels and tight jeans on?
Tight jeans or
and a crop top. Yeah, like what the heck? I hated it.
Basically,
and then
her old manager wanted her to look like a stripper in the studio. Like she was, and she had to pretend to be single.
It was just a lot of control.
Stuff. And if they would have prevailed, we talk about this all the time, we wouldn't even have been together. So
that'll be a part of our industry shenanigans.
Yeah, we had to battle that.
More of that.
And coming out of that, it just made it a little bit more difficult to work with you at times.
Yeah, and I understand, because how I was like I said, I was trying to paint that picture so that they can understand where, what I was doing, why I was doing it. I had to do, wear stupid stuff, even down to my hair color. Everything. Although the blonde was very nice on me, I'll probably revert back to that soon.
Surprised no babies happened during that time. But almost.
Yeah. Almost. But and then just like you said, having to be single, I had to pretend to be single, and let people flirt with me that I absolutely hated. Like I used to be so annoyed. Like the producers, how you doing? Please just give me the track. Like, give me the music. Let's record and let me be out of here. So I just dealt with a lot of nonsense. So when I came out of that, I really was, what's the word? Rebellious.
Yes. But once we got in our groove, then we saw the improvement over everything. Like, and I had to get in the groove too. I was green. You know what I mean? So you have to deal with that too. If somebody's coming into, like if your partner's coming into your world, they don't know anything. So I was real green.
But you were willing to learn, and I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah. So I had a problem with, I was intimidating a lot of people, and then I would kind of go into my shell, and then she was like trying to coach me on, yo, you just got to be you.
Yes.
And I was over there like, I don't want to ruin.
You were dimming your light because of other people's insecurities, of other men in the industry. Yeah. You brought your energy down or back because they were intimidated by your size, your aura, I don't know, whatever it was. But I had to constantly be like, no, absolutely not. And do not let anybody make you feel
for those
crazy.
People who aren't in that type of industry, technically you should have a little bit easier time, because we had to battle the couple thing also that people didn't want to see. So we had our own issues that we had to deal with in working together and pushing through and not being like, okay, let's just get somebody else to do the job.
But we believed that as a team we could be very successful. So
but that's where it
we
starts
stuck to it. You know what I mean? Yeah. And anybody that didn't want to help us or didn't want to be a part of what we're doing because we're a couple, we had to realize like, yo, it doesn't matter. You can go kick rocks and we'll figure it out.
You have to realize that as a couple that you might pass up on some money because of your relationship.
Yeah.
So you have to figure out, again, these are all things that why people have struggled to work together. Because if you think that there's a dope opportunity and I don't, then you can bump heads versus, if you had another manager who's not your partner, you get to just be like, nah, I'm doing this.
Right.
And that's just it.
Right.
But when you have your partner, you got to go home to that person. So you still got to keep it cordial because work will come into the house.
Right.
And I think that's where people mess up.
Yes.
You can't leave work. Business don't stay business.
Right.
So that is the battle I think most people have that we have.
Mastered.
We turn that junk off.
Yes.
Like all the way off. I'll be like, look, I ain't talking about no more work tonight.
Yeah.
And since we work together and have all these businesses, and we've worked together now for like over about 10 years now, we've been working together. We turn that junk off.
Yeah.
At first, it was a struggle. It was work. And then it was like, you know what? Being stressed out about this together ain't helping us. So let's just turn it off.
We'll pick it back up in the morning. Yeah. We would because sometimes we'd be, in a bubble bath talking about work. And we'd be like, wait a minute. Nope. Absolutely not.
I can't say this is one of the things that you can do that can be real sweet But I will say, if you're listing pros and cons, there's way more cons than pros if you don't get it right.
Definitely.
If you get it right, it's very, very fruitful. But if you don't, oh Lord, the list of cons is.
Let's talk about those.
It's long.
Let's talk about those.
First off, you won't be together no more.
That's definitely.
That's
yeah.
Basic. But there's a whole bunch of things that can lead to y'all not being together no more.
Right. Some people need space.
Yes, you need that 8 hours away.
Yeah, some people need that space because some people are maybe one partner is clingy and the other one is not, and you need that space. You know, they need their own space, because one thing that we've also mastered is being in each other's space and not being a bother to each other. So we can be in the same room and we might be working on the computer, he might be on his iPad, and we're there with each other. You know, I might have my legs on him, like wrapped around or something like that, but I'm working, or I'm even in my own little, you know, blanket or whatever we're doing. And his time is his time, my time is my time. You know, we respect each other's space, even, like, you know, even when we're close proximity with each other.
Work together, we have different jobs that need to be taken care of. So I think that's the other thing too. Have a separate job so that y'all can have that time. Don't keep doing the same thing the other person's doing. And I don't even know how business would function.
Everybody has a place. Everybody has a position, a job to do.
There's a lot of things, though, that can lead to not being together. Arguing is a huge one. Well, what decision is what.
I was going to say, I remember like kind of having to get on you about certain things because, again, he wasn't really like, this is when we went into fitness, you know, together as far as like running the businesses, like the online gym and stuff. Now, mind you, it was just me and Kevin, because what you guys are seeing now is basically the byproduct of us busting our behinds, working constantly, just me and him. You know, we were doing he did the filming, I did the editing. He did I did the promos, you did the ads. Like, it's just everybody, me and him, we had to ship out the products. You know, we had to, while taking care of babies, you know, like
baby babies.
Even
when I hurt my foot, all of that was still happening.
Yes. So, you know, dealing with life on top of that, you know, like he said, he almost cut his toe off. That's a whole nother story. We'll talk about that in another podcast. But
the businesses still had to keep going.
The businesses had to keep going. I was going through postpartum depression. So we're dealing with that and having to still run businesses because we got to pay our bills. You know what I mean? Life didn't stop. One lady told me, I'll never forget this. This lady told me, you know, I had miscarriage. She said, life doesn't stop. You still got bills to pay. And I was like,
right. Well, that brings me to another
true.
con. Yeah. When two people work together and y'all are a couple, all your money is now relied on that business. So it's not like when you have two separate jobs, if one person loses their job, you still got the other income.
So there's a lot of pressure.
You're relying on one business or one source of income. You know what I mean? So if somebody gets hurt, can you survive? Or, you know, if somebody has a mental breakdown, you know what I mean? Or, you know, if you have you know, God forbid, you lose someone in your family. You know what I mean? All of that stuff sucks because
we've dealt with all of that.
Time off isn't an option like that. Right. You know what I mean? So if you lose someone, you got to kind of work and mourn. You know what I mean? That part gets a little tougher. Yeah. Because when I lost my father, we weren't working together yet. But now I lost my brother. Right. And we are. So we still got to deal with working and getting through that.
Yeah. On top of like when you work together as a couple, if you have kids, it's a whole nother dynamic. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't run yourself crazy. No. You know what I'm saying? So you do have to have some type of space. Give yourselves some type of space. But I was going to say, like, with, you know, when we went into the fitness part of it, we were doing everything. So some days Kevin wouldn't want to do the filming and I'd be like, yo, either this or you want to go work at Kroger. What we doing? Either pull up
at Kroger though.
I'm like, we either need to pull up or be done. Like, tell me what you want to do. Cause I would get frustrated because it's self-motivated. You have to be self-motivated, self-driven in order to be an entrepreneur, period. In order to be a successful entrepreneur, you have to move. If you don't move, you don't make the money.
And I believe
if you don't work, you don't eat.
If the two people do not have the same mindset, it will not work. No. You cannot have one person that's super ambitious and the other person is just cool at getting by.
No.
You know, like that's why we have 5 businesses right now. And preparing
more.
I mean, technically, you want to include the podcast. This is another business that has to be marketed that we have to sit down and do. And then we're getting ready to start doing more media stuff. So technically, that we could consider that having 7 businesses and still going. And we're both comfortable with that. So I think if you're ambitious, you got to be ambitious. Or if it's only going to be one business, then you got to go 150%.
Also, it's good to have the same mindset too, or a similar mindset, because if, like you said, if somebody's freaking out, like having an issue, one of us got to be like, psh, psh, let's go. You know, we have to be able to pull each other up.
If one person is super cheap, it also is going to be a struggle because in terms of running a business, you got to know when you need help. And if somebody is super cheap and don't want to hire nobody or don't want to pay nobody, you got to remember you do get what you pay for. Like that does happen. So if you only want to pay $8 an hour, you going to get $8 an hour work.
Oh,
you know what I mean? So don't expect to be getting somebody that's going to give you, that's going to be an expert in their field for $8 an hour.
Right.
So if one person is super cheap, don't want to pay nobody and y'all need help, that can also cause a problem because now you're putting more pressure on the other person or you're just wasting money.
And you definitely got to talk through things. And you got to talk through it without emotions. Yes. You know what I'm saying? When you're making decisions, because that's the thing about working with your partner. Like you got emotions behind everything because that's your spouse, right? So you might be upset about something else, but y'all can't talk through the inventory. You know what I'm saying? Like you got to be able to talk through things and leave your emotions out, make decisions, leaving your emotions out. Don't be biased towards the decisions that are being made. They have to be factual.
Yeah. Well, anger is the main issue. As always, I say that's the easiest emotion to happen. That's the one that most people go to whenever anything happens is anger. And when you're in a relationship and you're working together, you got to kind of take the anger out. Like no conversations when anybody's angry. Nothing. If 2 people are angry, y'all not getting nothing done. So there's no point in having a conversation. And then y'all work together. And then you don't want to embarrass yourself if you do have employees and y'all having an argument in front of your employees. So if anybody's angry, you got to take that out. Like just remove yourself, calm down, and then come back to it.
I was going to say, that just reminded me of something. So also, when you're working together, you cannot be insecure. I mean, you shouldn't be anyway, but you definitely can't be insecure. So like in the businesses that we are in, you know what I mean? Sometimes we hire models and stuff, right? And so we hire male models, women, girl models or whatever. You can't be like hovering over your partner and being all weird because, you know what I'm saying? Because you have models in the building and everybody look good. There's so many things that you have to consider when you're working together, because if you're a jealous person and you got models in there, then you watching, it's just weird.
That's too much energy.
It's too much. It's strange, because a lot of times that's why people like to work separately, because they get to concentrate. They can concentrate at work. They don't got their partner breathing down their neck. They don't got their partner being weird and jealous and clingy, and you know what I'm saying? So you got to really think about all of those things. And sometimes working together brings out insecurities that you didn't know you had.
Pick the right career field, right?
Because I've seen couples like that work together. We've seen a lot of couples that work together. They start going in on each other because a pretty girl walked by, or a pretty girl coming in to work, or an assistant or something, and then they get all weird because because
people be acting like their partner's supposed to be blind.
Right.
They're not blind. If a handsome dude walk in, you know what I'm saying, and my wife take a little gander, she just can't be too long. You know what I mean? She peek one. I don't care.
A little look.
If a woman got a big booty, I'm sorry. As a human being, you're going to look.
I even be like, dang.
And that's what I'm saying, male or female. If a woman walks by with a huge booty, you're gonna be like,
we are in Houston.
Right? It's a difference though between being like, damn, that's a huge butt, and being like, damn, that's a huge butt.
Yeah, don't be disrespectful, bro.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, we not blind. You can window shop, just don't go in the store.
Period, poo.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. Right. Because we all, I mean, honestly, if you're a man, I'm not gay. So if women are in the world, you're going to see them.
Beautiful women at that.
Right. You're attracted to men. Right. So there's billions of men on this planet. I'm not going to be like, don't you look at another man. That's weird.
Super weird.
That's weird. She gonna look.
Yeah.
And that's okay. She can window shop. Just know that, she ain't gonna find nothing better than me.
Period.
That's all.
Yeah, but like your partner, you don't want them hovering over you, micromanaging you. That's the worst.
And don't be touching on people. You know what I mean? Don't be playing in people's beards. And you know what I'm saying? What? You know how people, oh, your beard is so cute. Or,
yeah, no, I don't do that. I don't play that. I don't.
But people be doing that junk.
Yeah, no, you gotta see me. Don't touch my husband's beard. Don't do that. I don't do that. Like, I'm not a jealous person, but I'm all about respect. Don't do that.
Definitely depends, because if like she touched Corey has a huge beard.
Yeah,
so
I
if you was like, let me.
Although your beard is very cool, it is very. You do want to touch it. You do want to be like, this is nice. But I know my intentions. Right. Sometimes you don't know people's intentions.
But you also do hair, so you always get a pass, because she'll be seeing dudes.
True.
And a dude will have dreads or just night state. She'll be like, oh, let me see. But it ain't like.
I just did that. I just did that to Tamira's hair. I was like,
She don't be like, ooh, let me see your hair. She like, oh, snap, who did this? Damn, they did a good job. Like,
looking at the technique.
Like, I got a homeboy that.
Oh, yeah.
He will talk about a woman's body and have no intention of, like, it's nothing sexual about. He'd be like, oh, your legs are shaped like this, and it goes into your butt real nice, and your butt is shaped real nice. Like, he's all in it.
Yes.
And it's nothing sexual about it. That's just how he is. He's a fitness dude.
Right. He did that to me. Like, he was like, I see you. He was like, okay, the abs popping. I see your butt poking. I was like, oh, yeah. Yeah, you're right.
He's just one of them type of people.
It's just how he is, yeah.
He see you in a dope looking little outfit. He be like, okay, you working that outfit. Like, he's just a positive person like that.
Yeah, he is.
So it's like, you gotta, intent matters also.
Yeah. I just can't see anybody having a proper reason to touch your beard. Okay? Period.
And don't get out of pocket. Because again, like you said, when you have models coming in, if you're not the type of person to give compliments, don't start giving compliments when these models come in. You know what I mean? That's weird. You don't get nobody no compliment.
Looking mighty good today.
But the models walk in and be like, yo, yo, she looking good up in that. Like, don't do that.
And that's the thing, too. Some couples want to be separated for work so they could be on some other stuff.
That's true, too. Don't do that. Just don't do that.
But some people need that. Some people need that space,
And I mean, some people just have flirtatious personalities, like my wife.
I do. I really do.
She has a flirtatious personality.
Yeah.
I don't care. Some people just get the wrong message sometimes.
Yes.
Because she will just come up to you and talk to you about whatever.
Yeah. I'm a people person. I love people.
Yeah. She'll walk up to a dude and be like, oh, no, that's some nice jewelry you got on. And they be like, oh, yeah, you like that, huh? And she'll be like, I just like the jewelry, dude. It's just a nice piece.
It's a nice piece. Yeah.
Go ahead on.
Yeah.
What can you? That's what I mean. Don't act out of pocket.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Be yourself.
And don't embarrass each other.
That's what I was saying about arguing in front of employees.
Yeah.
Like, don't or delivery people, or like, if y'all got an issue, that should be done in private.
Right.
100% of the time.
Right.
Nobody should even know y'all have an issue.
Yeah.
You got to get a little side eye, which means, hey, meet me in this room over here.
That has happened before.
Yes, it's happened.
Yeah.
With both of us.
Yeah.
We're like, come on.
Right.
Like we need to have a conversation real quick.
Yeah. Or like, cause sometimes KP will be like, oh yeah, just buy that, get that. I'll be like, excuse me, we didn't have this conversation yet. We ain't talking about, but that brings me to another point. You got to trust your partner's decision-making skills, but your partner also has to have good decision-making skills. You know what I mean?
And then if you have a successful business, y'all got to talk about all of this stuff beforehand.
Yes.
Because since social media is such an investment into your business, it's like you still have to understand those dynamics when you start making money. Mm-hmm. What do you want to do for the gram, and what don't you want to do? Y'all need to have all of these conversations, so you ain't got one person that's like, hey, let's just work, and the other person like, let me go buy this Versace bag so I could go take pictures for the gram. Mm-hmm. Like you got to talk about that stuff. Mm-hmm. Because your finances are now ridiculously intertwined. Mm-hmm. On top of that, I ain't trying to be funny. I don't recommend starting no business with nobody that y'all not married to. I'm sorry. This whole boyfriend and girlfriend thing, starting businesses and then it becomes successful, and then there's a breakup, that's too much drama.
Well, here's the thing though, because some people don't believe in marriage, some people don't want to get married, and they still have the capabilities of creating a great business together and a great, partnership. But those things do need to be talked about. Like if something were to happen, like, okay, I don't, nobody ever wants to be like, oh, if we break up, but if something were to happen, because we've had conversations before, if something were to happen, what happens to the business? How do we go
married,
about?
So
no, I know, but I'm saying we still talked about it though.
Right. I mean, for the couples who are literally boyfriend and girlfriend, there's no legal grounds for either one of them. I say when you get to a certain point, if y'all are not married, like say you're making $500,000 a year or $1 million a year as a company, y'all need to put that in writing. What happens if something happens to your relationship? Because and it's not. I guess the other thing about business that people have to understand and not be in your feelings is that business is separated from your personal feelings. So there's certain things you need to go to a lawyer and put in writing that has nothing to do with an emotional state. You're not saying you're going to break up. You're not saying it's not going to work, but you need to have it in writing just in case.
But that's what I meant by making decisions without your emotions involved. Yeah. When I said that earlier.
Business is business. There's no emotions in business. The one thing that anybody will learn when they really start making money and you start hitting 7 figures in business, nobody you work with give a damn about your emotions.
Yep.
There's no emotions in business. It is business and business only. That's why a lot of street dudes who get into business find out that don't nobody give a damn about the streets.
Right.
These white people you dealing with, they don't give a damn about your street cred. They're not afraid of you.
Nope.
They're not worried about getting shot by you.
Nope.
They're not worried about none of that.
Oh, because they got goons too, though.
But I'm saying, like, the code on the streets ain't the code in business.
No.
Right? So when you borrow money from somebody on the streets and you don't get it back, you go handle your business however you see fit. Well, you go to a bank and borrow money, it don't work like that. They get to repossessing. That's what they do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They get to freezing accounts.
Yes.
So
it's a whole different
ball game. So don't think you could take your street knowledge and just apply it blanket knowledge to business, because these people don't care about none of that. So again, you got to take all of that,
throw it out the window,
all of that with a grain of salt, and figure out how to navigate this business world. Because getting loans and lines of credit and learning about all of this stuff, y'all need to do that as a unit.
Yes.
And if you're not married, you need to put certain things in place just in case you break up.
Yeah. People be too in their feelings though.
Because
even if you bring up,
thing.
Even if you bring that kind of stuff up, it's like, oh, you think we're not gonna be together? It's like, okay, we can't. That's already a sign that you shouldn't work together.
Honestly, if you have a good lawyer, they should be talking to you about it also, because it's necessary. Because even as a married couple, we're going to put things in writing that if something were to happen, what happens to the business? Why? Because it's not about us, it's about our employees. Right now, we have about 17 employees. What happens if we have 17,000? Right? And then we break up. These are 17,000 people that would be relying on our business.
Right.
So we have to put parameters in place that protects them as well as us.
Absolutely.
So that's what I mean about business. Is not the same. There's no emotions in this. The only thing, there'll be emotions if you fail. If you got 17,000 employees and you fail, it's going to be some emotions in it, and it's going to be anger.
Yeah.
And now you need to watch your back, because now you got 17,000 people who hate your guts.
Yeah. No, for real. For real.
You know, so you don't do what you need to do, or the other thing people don't do is they have to explain things, not just to each other, but to their employees also. People be trying to hold stuff in. Let's not tell them yet. Let's not, all of that stuff matters in business. And all of that will create arguments as far as when to tell somebody something and what information to give out, when to give it out. You know what I mean?
I want to talk about what are the signs that, what are the signs to let you know that you should not continue working together? Like say you started working together.
First one is arguing. Y'all can't communicate without arguing. That's first and foremost. If y'all can't communicate, there's no business.
Right.
Period. I don't care what y'all doing. So another one would probably be if you guys don't have good time management. If sometimes relationships can struggle because y'all don't have time together, especially in the beginning. That's when the grind is like, you work for 16 hours a day. Y'all not taking no time for each other or yourselves. That can be a big sign that this ain't gonna work.
I would say, like you said, the mindset thing. Like, both have to have, basically, what am I trying to say? Both of you guys have to have that go-getter attitude. And if one is lazy, that's definitely a sign. Like, you can't force your partner to work with you just because that's your partner. Like, some people don't have ambition. Some people don't have passion for whatever you might have a passion for, or they might not have passion for anything. You know what I mean? You can't drag someone in. So that's definitely, a no when you're trying to have a business. Like, if KP was to every day, like, I have to force him, drag him, like, I'll be like, okay, this is just too much. So forcing your partner to have motivation is also a sign.
I would say before y'all start working together, do some goal setting. Yes. Long term, short term, because if you're in this for the long haul, the first 5 years, y'all goals might be aligned, right? Your short term goals, which to me 5 years is short term. So your short term goals might be aligned at that point. You want to get to a certain amount of money. You want to have a certain amount of employees. Like, your ambitions might align there. But long term, they might not. Y'all might get to a point where, as a company, you're making, say you're making $5 million a year as a company, and your employees are good and y'all are eating good, and one of y'all are comfortable with that and don't want to grow the business no more. You just want to stay where you are, and the other person wants to turn this into a Microsoft. You know what I mean? That matters.
It does.
That matters, because now that's, ambition can drive people apart as well. So I think you got to sit down before y'all ever start working together. Find out where your ambitions are. Do some goal setting. And can't be, I want to do this so we can buy a house. That's cool, and that's a good goal. But what happens after that? Now you've reached that goal. Now what? Because now you need to maintain that level of income to, pay for that house. And when you add that bill in, do you need to grow the business more in order to keep it comfortable? Like, y'all have to have all these conversations. If y'all have kids, the type of car you want to drive, like, all of this is money. And y'all need to talk about all of these things.
Yeah.
And definitely talk about the growth of the company. You know what I mean? And figure out where your partner is. Like, the reason why me and my wife work together, and we can sit there and say we don't argue, we don't do none of that, but I think the main reason why we work well together is because where we are in terms of business mindset. I'm not detail oriented. I'm an ideas person, right? So I come up with ideas. My wife is the ideas person. Like, my wife works in like 30, max 90 days. That's where her mind is. It's usually not further out than 90 days. She's getting it done today. I'm the one who's 90 days and out.
Yeah.
So that 30 to 90 days, I'm barely present unless she needs me. Just like she's barely present 90 days out. Yeah. But that works for us.
Right. Those are our strengths.
Yes. I come up with an idea, my wife fills in the gap, or she comes with an idea and she fills in her own gaps. Like, that works for us.
Also, you help me with, reining things in, because I am very creative and I can be like outlandish sometimes, and you'll be like, yeah, bring it in just a tiny, like, you don't ever stop me from being great. I won't say that, but I'm saying, like, sometimes if my goal is too ambitious for that time, right, you'll be like, bring it back a little. Yeah, we can do this, we can do that, but this might not be, because he's very logical. Very logical. I'm the creative one. Like, oh, this will be cool. This will be great.
But in terms of where my logic and creativity stand, it's like 60-40. Leaning towards 60 is logic, 40% creativity. My wife is like 90% creativity and 10% logic. Like, period. That's just what it is.
Yeah. No, that's true. And you got to know those things about yourself, and don't don't get offended if your partner is telling you, these are the things you're good at, these are the things you're not good at. You have to know where you stand as far as the partnership goes.
Do everything.
Yeah.
But that's what I mean about money. If you're not good at something and you want to be a boss, you need to be good at delegating tasks or outsourcing. Because nobody, I don't care what business you're in, nobody can do everything, especially once it starts to grow, right? If you was I don't know if you had a birthday card making business, right? And at first you was doing all the cards, but now you getting 3,000 orders a day. You might got to go deal with customers or deal with suppliers and all that. You can't be sitting there making the cards too. Mm-mm. You know what I mean? Like, so it's like you have to find someone who you can delegate that task to without you trying to do everything.
Mm-hmm. And that stresses you out, which also stresses your relationship. You know, like if you got too much on your plate as an individual or even as a couple, it stresses the relationship big time.
And you have to be okay with, when you're delegating a task, also giving that person the power to make decisions if need be. That's a big one too. That'll take a lot of pressure off your relationship. If someone else can, so say for example, we're filming this podcast right now, right? And Corey comes and says, "Hey, I need a camera." And he does all the research, tells me about the camera, and like that's what I want from him. You know what I mean? Versus me having to be like, okay, you gonna tell me I need this red camera that costs $100,000. Now I gotta go do all the research for it.
Right. But I don't know what I'm looking for. Yeah.
Like that sucks.
Yeah.
You know, especially if that's not your field.
Right.
You know, and don't tell nobody that their idea is stupid. That's another big one because we're about to launch an app which will make us an official tech company. I do not know how to code anything. And that's okay.
Yep.
But you have an idea and then you delegate that task. Anything that you can come up with, there's somebody you can find to do it for you.
That can help you. Yeah.
You might just have to be the money person in that situation, and you just pay them to do what you need them to do. Or the idea
person.
That's it.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a good point. Like, don't shoot down your partner's ideas. It might not be logical, but don't shoot them down. No. You know what I'm saying? Because then that person becomes insecure in their decision making. They become insecure in their creativity. They become insecure in just their communication with you alone.
And sometimes them ideas, it might not be a today idea.
Right.
So don't knock the creativity. That junk is crazy. It might be, because I know I be coming up with some outlandish ideas.
They're dope. I think they're dope.
But my junk is huge.
Yeah.
And to most people, it's unbelievable to sit there and be like, okay, we're in this space now, but next year I want to do I want to get a $20 million budget to do a movie. Most people be like, you ain't got $20 million right now. I know, but I'm gonna get it, and then I'm gonna get more than that so I can put my budget together and do my movie.
Okay, but I would say this: it's about what is that person's background in executing things. Correct. Right? Because you can have a partner that be like, yeah, yo, we gonna do this. And you be like, you ain't even get out the bed yet. It's 2:00. How we gonna get this stuff done? You know, you do have to be logical when it comes to certain things, but don't shoot each other down. But yeah, like me and Kevin used to go like look at homes. Mind you, we were eating peanut butter and jelly sandwiches
ramen noodles
and not because we wanted to, because that's all we could afford. But we still went to go look at $1 million houses. We still went to go,
we would walk a neighborhood near us,
yes,
and just look at all the houses. So we would get up super early, like 6, 7 o'clock, and go for a walk. And we would walk in these neighborhoods with houses there's no way in hell we could afford at the time.
No.
But now we could buy a couple of them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And we also went to Malibu and looked at a $6 million house when we couldn't even pay $800 in rent.
That part.
Them people thought we belonged, though.
Yeah, but I would just say we were just manifesting. So it's kind of dope to like manifest with each other. You know what I mean? And that's what I mean by like not shooting your partner's ideas down, because you never know what an idea can turn into. You know what I mean? Like the night that we sat and talked about the supplements, I said, what if we do this, and that? And I want it to be like this, and that. What if you were like, oh no, there's plenty of protein companies out there. There's so many supplement companies out there. It's too oversaturated. It's you could have been that negative, person in my ear to stop us from having a now successful company with the supplements.
Well, you have to check your competitiveness.
Yeah.
Because some people, they just want to get to a certain point where they can live, and then you got other people who are like me. I'm an ultra competitor. So if there's multiple people in the marketplace, I don't give a damn what they doing. Yeah. I don't care what they doing. There's people in every marketplace. So what?
Right.
Look at what Under Armour did.
Look at how many breads bread brands are in the aisle. When you go down the aisle in the orange juice, milks, like there's so many different brands. There's a brand for everyone.
And then there's a place for everyone. But that's why I brought up Under Armour. When there's been a whole bunch of companies that tried to battle with Nike, and everybody's like, their market share is too high. Their market share is too high. Well, here comes Under Armour. I don't give a damn. Right. And they come and they establish their own space. And, when we were coming up, we would get people to be like, we want to do this, this, and this. And they'd be like, oh, but that's Beyonce. Yeah. Or, oh, but that's whoever, because they Netflix already got it. Like they've always been in that position. Right. So now you'll get people like, but that's Amazon. They got that money. But that dude started in his garage.
Absolutely.
It's like everybody starts from somewhere. Like Microsoft wasn't just Microsoft.
Yeah, it didn't just pop up one day and be successful.
Right.
Facebook.
So you have to start somewhere, and it might be you and your computer, and you end up with a whole office building full of employees. Yeah. But that's why you have to check your ambition, check your competitiveness, and you and your partner have to be aligned if you're going to do this together.
Yeah, and be honest with each other. Be honest with each other and be okay with the honesty, because that's one thing that we've also mastered is like, yeah, you stink at this. You right.
Do your research. Yeah. Because I'm going to tell y'all right now, everybody talk about wanting to be rich, right? One, everybody don't want to do what it takes to get rich. And two, what am I on? 3? A lot of people don't want the responsibility of what it takes to be rich. Yeah. So most people who become wealthy, they're going to have some form of employees, right? You're going to have some form of people who rely on you. And you got to deal with the IRS. You got to deal with all of these things that come with having money. And some people are like, oh, I'll take that. But then you get you a little bit of money and you stressed out and you about to have a nervous breakdown. So you have to
and it affects your relationship.
Because this is something that you could be thinking that you're doing everything right, and you got a bad accountant and you end up in jail. And that's federal jail for tax evasion.
I don't like that.
Right? So you got to think about all of this kind of stuff and check your ambition. What is it how far do you want to take this? Right? Because everything look good on Instagram when you go to the Maldives and Fiji and France. All that looks good. But now everything that comes with doing this, all the stress that comes with running businesses, because we've both felt it at different times, and we're still, to me, in our early stages of this. Yeah. And we felt the pressure of running these businesses, of money going up and down, making sure your employees get paid, making sure your own bills get paid. Like, there's a lot of pressure, a lot of stress that comes with this, and y'all need to be able to deal with that together. Yeah. So before y'all go running and jumping into a business together, can your partner handle stress at work now? Are they helter-skelter now? Because when you go to work for 8 hours and you cut it off, you cut it off. This don't get cut off. So whatever business you run, that's y'all. If they can't handle the stress, it's going to be rough.
I got a question for you, because we talked about, you said your opinion, you should be married before you start businesses together. Now, I got a question for you. Yep. So what if there's a couple, somebody that has their own business already and is successful, and you have a new partner, and you want to bring that partner in?
People move too quickly. They want to do that on day one because they have this successful business. I think that if you get with somebody and they have like nothing going on for themselves, or they're just working or whatever, let them keep working. Figure out your relationship first. Be together for a while, especially if your business is already successful. Like, keep them out of it, at least for a little while. See where your relationship goes before you add that person. Because that dynamic is still different. When you have a successful business, it's still different because you built that. And then you're going to bring this other person who's going to feel entitled to give you their opinion. That's just facts. Whether it's at work or at home, they're going to give you their opinion. Yeah. So I think that you got to think about that kind of stuff. I do not think you should, if you have a successful business and you got a new partner, you damn sure shouldn't be like, oh yeah, day one, come work with me. Yeah. Like, no.
I've just seen that a lot. No. Like, I've seen it a lot. And I think it's because, like, again, social media, you see all these couples working together, whether it's vlogging or whether it's like, whatever it is.
That's why I say take social media out of your relationship because You talking the epitome of end result. You're only seeing the end result. You're not seeing no work. So when you see this person that you follow and you're like, man, they're going to the Maldives or they're buying Hermes bags or however you pronounce that junk. How did they get to that point?
Hermes.
Whatever. How did they get to that point? You're not seeing that grind. You're not seeing the daily grind of how they make money. Most people aren't showing that. So all you're seeing is the end result, the part that you feel is successful. Take that junk out of your relationship.
I want to say this too. Don't let your partner distract you. I'm gonna tell you, Mr. Price.
Distract you how?
KP loves to try to distract me.
How?
At work. Don't let your partner distract you.
I really feel attacked right now. So how am I?
Don't feel attacked. It's the facts.
How do I distract you?
Because when I'm working, sometimes he tries to, do some things
for a little bit of change.
Don't let your partner distract you, but also at the same time, in the same breath, it's kind of fun working with your partner because you can have little moments. I think it also
depends on what you think is sexy. Like sometimes when you be working that junk sexy, what am I supposed to do? Want me to not be a guy?
I'm just saying.
She be over there, doing
be able to still get your work done when your partner works with you.
When your partner over there doing their thing and they working hard, a lot of women and men think hard work is sexy.
That's true.
So when they over there busting they behind, you might be like, you know what? Let me get her a little break real quick.
Right. And that's all good. Healthy. It is very healthy, but at the same time, I'm just saying different people, because some partners don't know when to shut it off.
What you trying to say?
I'm saying some partners don't know when to shut it off. I'm like, for instance, if you can never ever get work done because your partner is a distraction.
Well, that's different. That doesn't make a good working partner.
Right.
I'm distracting for a time. It's up to you to get back on task though.
Yeah. That's
not my fault. Because you be like, oh, the break was very enjoyable, but now I'm tired. I want to chill. I want a sandwich. You know what I mean? Now it take 3 hours to get back to work. That's not my fault.
It is your fault.
That's not my fault at all.
Anyways, be able to focus when you work with your partner also. But have moments like that. That is a pro too. It's a pro and a con.
I would say something else. I think if you and your partner work together, y'all need separate hobbies. Good God.
Yes.
Don't do everything together. Don't.
Yes.
I love my wife to death. But you're still a human being. Yes. You're a male. You're a female.
Oh my gosh.
You need to go do male and female things.
Please.
Whether it's, I don't care if you go play flag football. I don't care if you go bowling, women go shopping. Whatever it is that you do, go do it. Don't do everything together. That becomes a little weird.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Have some friends. God damn it. Find some friends. Go do something with your friends. Go on girls' trips, guys' trips. You know what I mean? Like, take a break. And you ain't got to do it multiple times, but fellas, once or twice a year, go on a little vacay with your homies.
Yeah. Aren't y'all going on a guy trip soon?
Yeah. We're going to LA for a weekend. We're just going to go chill and kick it with the fellas. All testosterone. We're going to bump heads. You know what I'm saying? We're going to do guy stuff.
Yes.
I don't know what that means right now, but.
Well, it depends on who you're going with.
Yes.
Going to Vegas with specific people? I don't know.
Yeah.
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 I agree. I totally agree. Because when you're working together, you're working together at least 8 hours a day. But if you're an entrepreneur, sometimes that turns into 16 hours a day. And so you're working together for that long, and then you go home together, and then the weekends you're together. So yeah, I totally agree.
Y'all gonna get on each other's nerves. Human nature.
Yeah.
Put two people in the same room. Eventually, y'all gonna get on each other's nerves. Yeah. I don't care how much you love each other.
Yeah.
I love my mama. She get on my nerves.
Yeah.
I love my kids. They get on my nerves.
Yes.
So you're going to get on each other's nerves. That's why you need that break, that space.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? To just do something, even if it's in the house. Even if you're a gamer, go play a video game then. Just do something separate from time to time.
That's some great advice. That's great advice.
I love you.
I love you too.
Ooh, you a lot though.
I know.
And see, my wife admits it. She knows she a lot. Some women be like, I'm not a lot.
And with those women that say that most likely are a lot.
But see, I know as a husband, I'm a lot. I'm simple, but I'm a lot. I am simple though.
Matter of opinion.
You be making things more difficult. Like she be making food or something, and she'll be like, "All right, look, I'm gonna put these things in it," and I'll be like, "Make the same thing, but don't put these things in it." She'd be like, "That's so picky." I'm simplifying the meal.
Nope.
That's less work.
Mm-mm. No, it's actually more work because I usually make like 3 meals. So do you, though. We make like 3 meals separately.
That's because you spoil your kids. I do it too, though. So I'm just talking.
Exactly.
I make separate meals for every person in the house.
Including Kobe?
Yes.
She's so cute.
Mari's in that phase where she don't eat nothing half the time, and Paige eats everything. And Mari said she ain't want broccoli the other day. Mm-hmm. And it's like, you eat broccoli all the time. Mm-hmm. No, I don't.
I don't like broccoli.
Right. But that's what I mean about how home life can be stressful.
Yeah.
If working together can be dope if it works.
Absolutely. I honestly, babe, I really, really, really enjoy working with you. Like I have a lot of fun. Yeah, I have a lot of fun working with you. We have our moments where, because sometimes I think Kevin is a diva sometimes, Yes, when we're filming workouts, it's like, oh my God, he needs a break every 2 seconds.
I'm a diva and you're a tyrant.
Yeah, dang. I mean, I've heard that before.
Look. This is what she be doing to me, y'all.
Please tell them.
Because this is what they need to understand, right?
Go ahead.
She got these bionic legs, right? Wow. So we'll be filming something, and it's like all squats for a minute. And then as soon as the minute's up, she like, okay, you ready to go again? No, I'm not ready to go again. My legs hurt. I just did squats for a minute. I'm in pain.
I will say this too. If you're working together and your partner get on your nerves, just take a quick break, take a breather.
But I don't get on your nerves though.
Sometimes you do, no, honestly, baby. Yes, when we're filming, sometimes you.
I'll be like, can I just? I get on your nerves because you just want to keep, and then I'll be like, look, then you do something by. That's not the point of this. I'm like, okay, then give me 5 minutes. She be acting like when we film and I be taking an hour in between each film session.
Corey,
is that what I do? Go ahead and lie.
Go ahead and tell the truth and shame the devil.
I just be saying you like an old car.
Take some time to start to warm him up.
To get it going.
Yeah. But I come in. He good.
You know what?
He good. Yeah. I get in there and get it done. You know what I mean? I try to.
I feel attacked right now. I get it done, okay?
You get it done, baby.
Okay,
I do enjoy working with you, and you do add a fun dynamic because sometimes I'm like, Lord, this boy is killing me right now.
You just cut and dry. I be having fun doing this
I
too.
have fun too.
She be like, let's go. Everybody else on set is like, oh my God, I'm about to die, and she's just like, y'all ain't got no more, and I'm like, no, I don't.
I know.
Yeah, so if you working together, understand if your partner is a tyrant or not. Okay,
I'm nice
because this workaholic over here.
I really enjoy my job, honestly. I really enjoy it, but also I want to just get stuff done.
I know, but I be like, when we filming, the camera's on, right? Yeah. So I want to give 100%. I don't want to fail on camera, right? So that's why I need a little extra rest, or else I ain't gonna make it.
I understand.
It ain't like you just doing a workout. You know
sometimes,
what I mean?
y'all, though, let me tell y'all, no, because sometimes we'll do a workout. He need a break, right? Okay, cool, no problem. But then he go and like make a whole meal in the kitchen.
Now look though.
Corey, am I lying? He'll go make a whole meal in the kitchen.
Corey
He'll pull out
the
griddle.
You 6'3", like what, 220, 230? I'm 210. I gotta eat. I'm hungry.
I know, but that's not the point. That's what you go on a lunch break for. I'm talking about when you be like, oh, I need a second. You got to go poop. You got to go make a meal.
When you're working out, sometimes it gets forced out.
That's what I'm saying. This is what I mean. So but
that's not being a diva.
So an hour later, I
can't control my bowel movements. What you want me to do? Just be on camera and be like, oops, I sharted. Well, that's not good for nobody.
No, what I'm saying, especially not you, right? What I'm saying is, you just got a lot going on in that
I don't think
1 minute break or 5 minute break.
I don't think that's fair because if I'm on camera and I'm just cutting loose, I got gas or something.
Baby,
that's just
I'm not saying saying for you not to use the restroom. What I'm saying is your 5-minute break turns into an hour-long break. Then you go upstairs, you talk to Pooh. Okay, Corey, am I lying?
So
you
hold on. This is what I'm talking about, though, right? We have all these businesses. Sometimes during filming, you gotta handle business for something else. And she be over there like, come on. I'm like, baby, I gotta send this email real quick, right? I'm sitting there typing, and she's over there like, because that's all you hear. And I'm like, I'm trying to handle business too.
Because if we finish, then we can just go. Because I got emails that I have to send out too. I have meetings. I have phone calls.
Yeah, we film all day though.
Sometimes, yeah.
So sometimes other work got to get done. Right?
That's
because
you
don't say nothing about Corey when he taking forever to switch the memory cards or he got to charge the batteries.
He doesn't take forever.
Okay, he be having to charge the batteries. Okay, I'm sorry, Corey. I'm throwing you under the bus.
He doesn't take
I'm not
forever.
the only one, okay? You're not only waiting on me.
We're talking about you though now.
I know that, but I'm not going
Look
down
at that.
by
You see
myself.
that, guys?
I'm pulling somebody down with me, and Corey, you're the only one in the room.
Somebody else come in here so I can talk about you.
I'm pulling everybody down.
No, but be able to have fun together, when you work. Because I really, honestly, I do enjoy working with you. I have so much fun.
It's dope.
He keeps me laughing all day long.
Y'all don't even know. I'm goofy.
He's crazy.
I like being goofy.
Only
around people I know.
Yeah. But we have a good time. We do. And
I'm always cracking jokes, super sarcastic. I like a fun work environment.
Yeah.
And we try to keep and I guess that's something else you need to talk about. How do you want it? Because some people are like drill sergeants. Mm-hmm. Like my mom, if you're listening to this,
she knows
my mom is just like, me, I like fun family atmosphere. And as we grow, I would like to try to keep this atmosphere like that for all the employees so that when they come to work, they enjoy it.
They enjoy it, absolutely.
I want y'all to have, like, everybody who comes and works whatever facility that we have, I want them to come with pride, be happy to come to work, and be just as happy to go home.
Yeah.
So that's my thing.
Yeah.
So some people be like, I don't give a damn about nobody emotions or feelings, just get to work. Like, you got to talk about that kind of stuff.
True.
Because that also can affect business. If you're one type of way with employees and the other person's another, and then the employees hate one partner, you know what I mean? Like, all that stuff matters.
I am the favorite.
Debatable. I don't understand how you would consider yourself the favorite.
Because I'm so sweet. I'm the fun one also. I mean, when I'm filming, I want to film. But I am fun. And I'm sweet. I'm thoughtful.
I'll give you those. But I'm the most fun in the warehouse.
Anyways, with that being said, guys, really consider all the things, that we talked about in this podcast. If you're wanting to work together and you're a couple, hopefully we've helped to ease your mind on the decision of working together. Either way. Yep.
Just know, though, that there is a large percentage of people who can't work together.
Yeah.
There's more people who can't
work together. And that's okay, though. That doesn't mean that you guys aren't a good couple.
Correct.
It just means that dynamic doesn't work for y'all. Mm-hmm. That's okay. It's okay not to work together.
It's okay to just tell your partner, I don't want to work with you.
Yeah. Respectfully.
Well, yeah.
Somebody's at the door. I think we got a delivery. But yeah, so yeah, hopefully we helped ease your mind on the decision-making process of working together. But with that being said, we love y'all. We got to talk about our sponsors real quick.
Sayit-loud.com. Mm-hmm. Black excellence.
Mm-hmm.
Everything's merch brand. Do I have a shirt? Oh yeah, I do have a shirt. I
don't
even know what I'll be wearing.
You always have Say It Loud on.
Yeah. So this is our Say It Loud brand for those of you who are watching on YouTube. It's a lot of dope stuff like this. It's gonna help us with our philanthropy and all that good stuff. Then we have what else we got?
PageAndAmari.com. It's our luxury brand.
Mm-hmm. My wife is wearing that right now.
Great quality.
Good stuff. PageAndAmari.com. Then we have ifyoucanmove.com, our online gym. Dopest workouts. We got everything from traditional calisthenic workouts to dance fitness. App coming soon. Mm-hmm. Definitely check that out. Mm-hmm. And then what else we got?
We have Just Move Supplements,
I forget the
which is justmovesupplements.com. We have all types of vegan protein. It's a vegan line. It's a vegan supplement line, premium vegan supplement line, quality product. We have all kinds of flavors, from banana pudding protein to lemon pound cake protein, grandma's lemon pound cake protein, chocolate cake, like blueberry muffin. What else, babe?
And they dope.
They taste great. Dope. Yeah, we got energy supplements, all kinds of stuff.
Try us side by side with your favorite brand.
Period. And we win every time. You add some ice to that thing. I have literally been sleeping on ice. Like,
oh yeah, I don't do ice in mine.
Oh my gosh.
I just put some lemon cake in my oatmeal though, and that junk was fire.
I've been sleeping on ice. Anywho, so we got that, and then we also have teamlashae.com for all your fitness accessory needs. We have everything from booty bands to resistance bands, fitness gloves, jump ropes, sliding discs, waist snatchers, all kinds of stuff. So if you're looking for things like that to help you to get in shape, check us out over there at teamlashae.com. And
I think that's it
for now. If you can move, we talk about that. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, I think that's it.
We got a lot.
Oh
we
my
need a
gosh.
sign. Just put a sign.
We
right
do.
there.
We need to just put a sign. Yeah. So, yeah. Anyways, check us out at any of our businesses. Support a Black business and share with your friends and family. We appreciate all the support. We really, really do, because we do have an amazing community. Mm-hmm. We have an amazing community of supportive family. I call Team Lashae my family. Like, I literally just met some in Atlanta face to face, and I was like, oh, this your cousin, meet your cousin. It was really cool because we do have that family dynamic, that family feel. We really created a great circle of people. So thank you for that. And if you're
listening to this, these podcasts were also being recorded, and they will be up on our YouTube channels. We're going to start a new Price Media YouTube channel, and they'll be on Keaira Lashae.
Yeah.
At youtube.com/Keaira Lashae.
We'll put all the information for them.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, follow us on podcast. Follow us on Instagram at The Perfect Couple Podcast, and then follow us individually at Keaira Lashae.
At KP_the CEO.
Hey, leave a 5-star review. We'll love you for it, and we thank you for it. We'll see you guys next time. Talk to y'all next time. Peace.